Okay, you guys, welcome to Off the Vine. I'm your host, Kaitlyn Bristowe, and today we have Danae Hays in the studio. I belly laughed harder than I have in years. Years. We did a prank phone call at the end that you do not want to miss. I had to leave the room because I was laughing so hard. But Danae, she's a woman of many talents. She is a podcast host. She is a comedian. She's a writer, a singer, a bunch of different things. And she always brings a unique perspective to everything. I really enjoyed my conversation with her today. Do you know Cody Rigsby?
Yes, Peloton.
Peloton, yeah. He had a book tour and I was hosting it last night at City Winery. And like... I was reading his card for him to like get introed out there.
Yeah.
And I was just like, does this turn you on? Like he was like, yeah.
I bet it does.
Yeah. Like everything I'm saying, he's like, yeah.
Yeah. I like him. He's got such a fun person. I'm mad I didn't go to that. I love that guy.
Oh, I should have told you.
Shame on you, Kaitlyn.
My bad.
Yeah. You do need to take responsibility for
that.
I
had a guest list and I didn't tell you.
That's okay. I do like him though. He's nice in person as he is.
Yes, he's lovely. And he's totally a comedian. Like up on stage, I was like, oh, he works the crowd.
Yeah. Oh my God. I would assume so. He could probably do like a stand-up tour if he was over with Peloton.
He totally could. He was very funny. And we played Smash or Pass with Disney characters. And I was like, this feels...
What is that so funny?
It was like Beast as a human or Beast as Beast, and everybody picked Beast as Beast.
Yeah, I'm kind of feeling that too.
Beast as a human had like an updo, like a half up, half down, like red wavy hair.
The mullet. I think he brought that.
Oh yeah, and it was like he was almost too pretty in the face, where Beast was like kind of like. I was like, oh.
I think Belle. Smash Belle.
I would smash Belle. I would also. Okay, wait. I'm going to give you
Dumpy.
another one.
You'd smash Dumpy. Is what you're going to say.
Who's Dumpy?
One of the 7 dwarfs.
Dumpy is one of the dwarves,
right? It's Dumpy. Isn't there a Dumpy?
I don't think there's a Dumpy.
We've never heard Dumpy.
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 Dumpy's got a dump truck.
Okay, well, Dumpy should be. There's a skit for you. Do a Dumpy.
Kaitlyn, you go. Dumpy.
I was like, surely I would know if there was a Dumpy in there.
Got that big old booty on him. Yeah.
Wait, that'd be hilarious. Also, okay, one more. Smash or pass, Aladdin or Gaston?
Probably Aladdin. I'm into that ethnic vibes.
He reminds me too much of my ex.
Oh.
So I picked Gaston.
He kind of gets on my nerves. That's the...
Well, same. But I feel like, okay, I was trying to explain this. You know when you watch porn...
Totally, yeah.
And then like your dog's in the room, and then when you're done, you like slam the laptop down and you feel so much shame and you're like, don't look at me.
I just saw, oh my God, that's so weird you said that. I just saw this comedian, Emma, I think her name's Willingham maybe.
Yeah.
She did an entire bit on stage about that, which is that must be like a universal
interesting
moment. But she's like, when you're watching porn and your dog's in the room, he's like, what the hell is mom doing?
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, out of shame, you just slam that laptop.
You're kidding. She said that?
Swear to God, I'll have to send you the clip. Like, are you writing for her? Are you her ghostwriter?
I don't even know who she is.
Wow.
Maybe I heard it in a bit somewhere years ago and it's just stuck in my head.
Uh-oh, what if Emma stole that from somebody else?
Okay, I have a question about that. I feel like in like podcasting, in the TikTok world, in the comedy world, is there a lot of like stealing going on? Like I personally steal a lot of material from like Family Guy or like stuff that like shows I used to watch, all that are ingrained in my brain from my 20s.
Yeah.
And I recycle jokes all the time. Is it offensive as a comedian or a form of flattery when people take your bits?
Well, I think it depends on how much you take of it. If it's like a generalization, something that like we've all had a universal experience with, like you just said with the porn situation. Right. But I think if you're like literally taking their punchlines and you're hitting the same punchline, which is a big reason I can't watch a lot of comedy, because you see, and if I see too much of it, then I get in my head that I'm taking somebody else's material. So I have a really hard time with like actually watching stand up and Netflix specials and stuff like that, because I'm like, I have that same joke, but if I tell it, I don't want them to think that I stole their stuff.
That's so interesting, because I feel like that, well, even you're big on TikTok. Did that come from comedy?
It all started with a prank phone call. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I heard that you do prank phone calls. Prank phone calls make me so anxious. I used to do them as a segment on my podcast.
Did you? Like you were the prank caller?
Yes.
Wow.
And like I've done some crazy calls, and every time the adrenaline that goes through my body, like I'm like tired after.
See, I think that's why I like it. I think I
maybe.
get off to prank phone calls.
I get too scared because I'm like, well, and then my audience started to tell me,
You were being
Kaitlyn,
mean.
You're being mean.
Yeah.
And you didn't tell them that. I would just hang up and be like, ha ha. Like, that's part of prank calling.
I know. I still get that same message. I always look at it through the lens of like, I know this may sound bad to some people, but like if I'm calling a place of business, like at least I got to entertain them for 5 minutes, and I'm never mean or ask them to do anything that would like
make them uncomfortable,
overwhelm them or anything like that. But also like, let's bring a sense of humor back to 2024. Like let's stop being so hypercritical and so just looking for a reason to not laugh,
Why is that? Are we just all...
I mean, you want my honest opinion?
Yeah, I do.
I think we've gotten so far into the lane of like, I don't want to use the word inclusive because that's a positive word, but we try so hard not to step on anybody's toes, where sometimes there is funny in having a moment where we're kind of laughing at a certain situation, not in like a hostile way, but like,
trying to find the humor just to like make joy out of something. Like, why is that so bad?
Yeah, and that's one thing that I have to work constantly on social media, is because I never want to hurt anybody's feelings.
Yeah.
But I also love bringing joy to people, and a lot of people want to laugh, especially in a rough day. So
I feel like that's probably why majority of people do follow you, is because you make them laugh. And I feel like, do you get people that are like, that's not funny?
Oh yeah.
What?
Oh my God, yeah, all the time. Like not like in the sense of like it's overwhelming, but yeah, you get the people. Like I still love to prank phone call. It's what originally grew my account.
Yeah.
And I genuinely love prank phone calling. And so anytime you post a prank phone call, you're like, you're laughing at their expense. You're so mean. Grow up. Blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, look, there's millions of people out there that got joy from prank phone calling back in the 90s when we were kids. Let's bring back some nostalgia.
Yeah. It is nostalgia. Maybe that's what I like, listening to prank calls, but when I'm the one doing them, I'm like, oh God. Like, I don't know why I feel the adrenaline's so high.
Yeah.
What is the best prank call you've ever put on somebody?
I think the one that got the most views, it was like 25 million in a couple of days.
Stop.
It went bananas. It was during the pandemic when everybody was at home, and I prank phone called a taxidermist. And for those of you that don't know what that is, it's where you stuff animals deer and whatnot.
Yeah.
And I called and I did my Southern character named Sharon Jean, and I was like, yes, sir, I'm looking to get my dog stuffed. And I was like, you don't do that, do you? And he was like, actually, we do. And I was like,
were you expecting that?
No, it took me by surprise. So I had to think on my feet, and I was like, oh my God, I did not expect him to say, yeah, we do. And he was like, where's the dog at now? And I was like, he's in my deep freezer. And he was like, great, I'll come pick him up. And I was like, no, I'll just put him on top of the car and bring him down there. He's frozen solid like a damn brick. And he was like, that's perfect. You've done everything you need to do, ma'am. You've done it exactly right. And I was like, how many dogs is this guy stuffed? Like, that was way too casual.
Oh my
I was like, yeah, bring him down. He's like, what was his name? I was like, Poonie. So Poonie's going on some shirts. We're doing some merch.
Oh, you have to.
Poonie fan club.
One of my favorite things in life is when people make merch out of like a villain on a reality show.
Yeah.
Is like hated for a quote. And then they go and make merch off it. I'm like, yes.
Get that coin.
Yeah. Poonie?
Poonie fan club. I think that's what we're going to come out with.
Wow.
Yes.
I'm in.
Sweet little Poonie.
I'm in the fan club. Wait, that's so... I would like to do a prank call with you at the end of this podcast.
We've got to. But you have to pick the person we call.
I want to do my mom so bad, but she's such a paranoid freak. Like, I feel like...
We'd have to tell her immediately at the end.
Oh.
Yeah.
I'm like always scared I'm going to give her a heart attack because she's just like so paranoid about everything. That would be really bad. You're on tour right now?
Yeah.
So wait, do you live in Nashville?
Yeah.
Full time?
Full time, yeah.
Okay. And so where's your tour going? Where can people, tell me everything.
Well.
Where, what, when?
We just finished the first leg of the tour. It sold out pretty quick, which
it sold out so fast.
Shocked the hell out of me because this is my first time going on tour as a stand-up.
What does that feel like?
Just feels like my childhood dream.
Yeah,
it really does. I've always imagined myself in some form of being a entertainer.
Yeah,
I've just loved making people laugh. It's my favorite thing. So
you've been like that since you like came out of the womb.
Yeah. I'm sure I annoyed the hell out of my parents growing up. But
do your parents have good senses of humor?
Oh yeah. My dad is like, he writes half my jokes and he doesn't even know he's writing them. Like,
that's the best.
Yeah, him just living his life is me writing content.
Where did you grow up?
I grew up a little north of Birmingham, Alabama.
Okay.
Yeah.
The way you do that Southern accent is too good.
Well,
but you also have a bit of a Southern accent.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that makes sense that that's where you're from. So you just are selling out tours from, like, it's crazy when you think about what a social media platform, like, sometimes I love the internet. Sometimes I hate it, but sometimes I love it when it feeds me the right thing. Right. And when people like you get those kinds of views, I'm like, yes, we're celebrating the right things in life.
I appreciate you saying that.
It's really crazy. But you, like, Zanies have you done your Zanies show yet?
Yeah.
How was it?
It was really fun.
I love that.
I won't lie. Zanies was, out of all the shows, Zanies was the most intimidating because all of my friends and family and people that I work with and business partners, they were all there. And my wife thought it was the best idea to put them all at one table. And I was like, Mandy, the room is the size of our living room. Yeah. Why would we stick all 40 people that we know at one table? She's like, well, I just wanted us to be able to have a conversation and just like laugh together. And I'm like, she's like, you never really made eye contact with us over there. I was like, yeah, because you stuck everybody right there.
It's weird when you make eye contact with anyone during a show, let alone all of your people.
Yeah, but it was a great show. I loved it. Zanies, like, that's been on the bucket list. Weirdly, I had a friend, I just found the text message the other day, but my friend who's really big into energy work and manifesting.
Yes.
And I'm starting to become like, I am becoming a woo-woo girl, 100%.
Oh, I am so there.
Yes, it is like.
It's real.
It is. Energy is real. When you realize that energy has just as much force as like you hitting a nail in the wall with a hammer.
Yeah.
Like, I've been manifesting these moments for years, and I've been imagining them and like really cultivating this experience for so long. So that's why it feels so weird. I feel like I'm in synchronicity with like an incongruence with where I'm supposed to be at right now. Cause I've pictured these moments for years before the echo came, you know?
It's so cool. I too have done the same things. Like, everyone that listens to this podcast are like, shut up, Kaitlyn, because I've told the story so many times. But I do that, and I've done it my whole life, where I was like, I knew I was somehow going to be on TV.
Yes.
I knew I was going to have my own radio show. It turns out to be a podcast. I knew I was going to rescue golden retrievers. I thought I would be with a country boy.
We're still working on that.
We're still working on it. It could happen. Like, so many things. I wrote out I wanted to be an entrepreneur. I wanted to do something in the world of wine. Like, so many things. And it's not just like, okay, I wrote it down, but those are actually things that I could see myself doing. And I remember before scrolling and phones, I remember I would just lay in bed and see myself doing all of those things, and I would dream about it, and I'd wake up thinking about it.
Yes.
And that is like when it happens.
100%. Like, I don't know if you've ever heard of the app called My Human Design.
Nope.
It is my favorite app.
Okay, tell me more.
So you put your birthday in, you put the city, you know, all the things that would give you your sign. Mm-hmm. You know, it's not a horoscope. It's not like going to tell you what your day.
Like a birth chart?
Yeah, it's like a birth chart, and it really tells you like your personality type and like how you feel things, how you manifest things. And like for me, the way that I manifest, this is a very weird thing, and it's very niche, so bear with me on this, but when I close my eyes, I forgot what it's called, but I can't visually see anything.
Oh, no way.
Yeah, it's like a rare instance, but I can't.
Rare disease.
Yeah, but I can't, when I close my eyes, like I can't visually make you guys up like in my brain where most people can like visually close their eyes and like see what they want to imagine. Mm-hmm. I have to, on like a physical level, I have to feel what it is I'm trying to imagine. So when I manifest, a lot of people are visualizers in their manifestations. They close their eyes and they visually see it. I have to close my eyes and feel on like a cellular level of what I'm trying to accomplish. So it's like this My Human Design app says that it's like supercharging your manifestation. So because you're feeling it while also like internally seeing it, but not being able to see it through your eyes, which I know sounds really weird, but
no, it makes sense.
That's how I manifest, is like when I close my eyes, I imagine what it's like to be on the Bridgestone stage and like
just got goosebumps.
Yeah, and like, and it's so supercharging and it like is like a dose of like caffeine, like literally, because I'll just sit there and I'll manifest, and then when I'm done, I'm just like, bro, like I don't know when Bridgestone is happening,
but I just saw it.
I know it's happening. I just don't know how old I'll be when it happens, but I can't wait for that moment to come. So just, yeah. So going back to my human design, it's a great app.
That's so cool. I just wish everybody could do that. I feel like we all have so many numbing tools that we use. And it's so interesting because why is it the things that we want so bad are like the hardest to do?
Right.
It's like you want that so bad. So you make a point to sit there and feel what that would feel like for you to be in these situations. And you've seen it come to life now at Zanies or wherever you're going, sold out tours, 25 million views on TikToks. Like you like have sat there and like made that happen. And a lot of people will be like, I'm just gonna like scroll instead, or I'm gonna put on a TV show, or I'm gonna drink, or whatever they are doing to numb. I wonder why.
I don't know. I don't think even as like a baby, as a kid, we're not taught to trust ourselves. We're not taught to trust our instincts. There's always somebody else always has the answer. The doctor has the answer. My mom has the answer. My teacher has the answer. And I think at the end of the day, it's primal for us to trust ourselves. And a lot of times we don't get to that point until we get older that something catastrophic happens and we're able to navigate our way through it because we trusted our instincts, or we're able to keep ourselves from making a bad decision, whether it's in a relationship or a career move, because we trusted ourselves. And I think the more you do that, you build confidence around that your intuition and the answer lies always within you.
Yeah.
And I think when you get back into the driver's seat, that you are the driver to your life, is when you start to trust manifesting, and when you start to trust that your dreams aren't too big, you know?
Like, not only does social media numb, but it gives you so many other people's opinions.
Yeah.
And it like, I feel like it makes you lose your vision. Like, do you spend a lot of time on social media?
As of lately, I have.
Yeah.
And
Same.
I've been in a funk lately with that too. Just
Same.
A lot of anxiety because you're always watching other people's lives unfold instead of focusing on yourself. And it's funny, I know that I'm watching too much social media.
Yeah. Yeah, same. My screen time doesn't even need to tell me. Like, my body knows. And then I'm just like, I should really stop, but it's an addiction.
It 100% is. Like,
it's so hard to stop.
Going to check your phone. You know, like, what's on my home screen? Is somebody texted me?
Yeah.
And it's like a ball and chain, dude. Like,
I know.
It's crazy.
But everything's on there. I'm like, my text messages, my emails, my work, my play, my everything like that I do is on the phone.
I know. Like, I'll catch myself just like being in the moment of doing something. Like yesterday I was cleaning my garage out.
Yeah.
And I was organizing it. And I'm having a great time listening to some country music.
Yeah.
And I'm like, let me go check my phone. And after I did it, I was like, why did you go check your phone? You didn't even hear a notification go off. Your phone's on loud. But it's just like that itch.
It's like going to drink water and going to pee. Like, you're like, it's just going to check my phone.
Right.
It's such a thing. I know, we get so distracted by it. Instead of like staying in our lane and knowing what we believe and what we want, we're like, but what is it? What are other people doing? What do they think about it? Like, it's so crazy. So I feel like in this day and age, I always feel so old when I say that, it's even cooler that you can, you know, have those moments of knowing exactly where you want to be. A lot of people don't know where they want to go or where they want to be. I'm actually stuck in a funk right now of like where I want to go next or what I want to do next. And I'm like, I don't know. And it's cool to know.
Yeah. I heard this saying the other day. I say the other day, it was like 5 years ago, but I did that.
I do that all the time.
Us Southerners were like, yeah, the other day my grandma, and it was like, that was 7 years ago when your grandma told you that.
Your grandma's been dead for 8 years.
Grandma told you that from the grave. But this saying was, go where you're envious. And whenever I heard that, I was like, bro, that's so true. Like,
oh yeah,
that's if you're envious of somebody, they're doing what you want to do.
Yeah.
So I have to check that with myself. If I ever like get in a like place of like envy, which I think envy is different than jealousy. I think jealousy is wishing somebody falls. Being envious is like they're doing something you want to do and that like itches you, you know? But I was like, that's very interesting.
See, that confuses me because I'm like, do I want to have a baby? Because I see that sometimes, but then I see my sister with a teenager and I go, no, I don't.
Right. Yeah, they grow up.
Yeah, they sure do.
They grow up. That's what I keep telling my wife. We're trying every night to have a baby, but nothing's happened yet. I don't know. Something ain't working, but no, we are not trying to have a baby right now. Please do not let Mandy hear this because
Does she want?
She goes in waves of like, I'd love to have twins.
Yeah.
And then like the next day we're like, man, I think we could be happy without kids.
Yeah.
You know?
I go back and forth all the time too.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. That's another thing I find fascinating is watching other people talk about that because it's so controversial for some reason.
Right.
It's just so wild. How did you and Mandy meet?
We met on Instagram.
Oh.
Yeah. Which is
How long ago?
2016.
Oh, cute. cute.
Yeah. She hopped on an Instagram live. I had one person on the Instagram live, and it was Mandy, which is bizarre. Yeah, it was weird.
No way.
Instagram Live had just rolled out Instagram Live feature that day, and it was like 1:00 in the morning, and I was at the gym working out.
And working out at 1. That's okay. We're
trying to get swole. Kaitlyn.
Holy shit! At 1 a.m.
Yeah, girl. I was a different animal back then.
Wow, that's amazing.
Like,
okay.
Yeah. Now I'm Googling like cool sculpting and shit. But
yeah.
So I was at the gym. I was like, well, let's see what Instagram Live is about. Well, she was on the West Coast, so she was at 11 p.m.
And
so
she followed me.
She
had followed you. Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
She followed me and I followed her. And there was this guy working out, and he had like Justin Bieber hair. And I got so nervous when I saw her name pop up on my live that I didn't know the guy. I literally turned the camera and I go, just me and Justin Bieber working out. And the guy looks at me and he goes, what the hell, dude? And I went, anyways. And so Mandy sent like a crying emoji, and I was like, yes, I made her laugh, even though I completely isolated that poor boy.
Whatever.
Yeah, I felt bad for that dude. It was just awkward. He was like, what'd I do to you? And I was like,
you're like, it's a bit.
Yeah, I was like, I don't even know what to say to you right now. I'm so sorry.
1 a.m. Oh my gosh. So wait, you two followed each other.
So I followed her first.
What made you follow her?
She was hot.
Okay, good.
Yeah, so I was like, she's really cute, but I was in the closet. So I was like, it's like a dog chasing a tire. Like,
you were in the closet in 2016?
Girl, I am like fresh out of the closet as of 2018. So yeah, I know you would have thought like everybody around me was like, Danae, it's a glass closet. Like we know Danae. And I was like, no.
Wait, why was it so hard for you?
Sum it up. Let's see. Just Southern roots.
Yeah, makes sense.
Everything.
I'm so Canadian. I'm like, why was it hard? I feel like,
you're like, why couldn't you just come out? I was like, it's so easy to be a lesbian. Like, being gay is the new thing, Danae. Like, everybody's queer.
Yeah.
No. Well,
that's like on my vision board.
Yeah.
There we go. That's what I'm manifesting.
Being gay is on my vision.
That's what I'm titling this podcast.
You have to.
Being gay is on my vision board.
Introducing the ultimate makeup multitasker, the CoverGirl Simply Ageless Skin Perfector Essence. It's truly like having a makeup filter in a bottle. Now, what sets this product apart, you may ask? Powered by micro droplet technology, its pigmented capsules burst upon application, seamlessly blending to give you a sheer, flawless tint that feels like second skin. I know because I use it. But here's the real kicker. It's not just makeup, it's also skincare too. It's genius. It's infused with a plant-based retinol alternative, and it works wonders to smooth out wrinkles and enhance skin firmness. And with an impressive 71% water content, it quenches your skin's thirst, providing a burst of hydration that lasts all day. It's literally a hydration powerhouse. And that skin-like finish, in my opinion, it's everything. Your complexion will look plump, refreshed, radiantly youthful with 8 versatile shades available. There's a perfect match for every skin tone. Plus, I'm obsessed with the radiant bare skin filter effect it gives. It's just kind of my go-to for those fun nights out with friends or achieving a fresh, natural look on a laid-back day, podcasting, whatever it is I'm doing. Plus, knowing that it's just a clean, vegan, cruelty-free beauty product adds an extra layer of confidence. So, if you're ready to experience the magic of CoverGirl's Simply Ageless Skin Perfector Essence, look no further. Embrace effortless beauty, courtesy of easy breezy, beautiful CoverGirl. This show is sponsored by BetterHelp. You know, we all carry around different stressors, big and small. Sometimes keeping them bottled up can really take a toll. But here's the thing. Therapy offers a safe space to get things off your chest and to figure out how to navigate whatever is weighing you down. Now, I've seen firsthand the incredible benefits of therapy, not just for those who've experienced major trauma. It's for anyone looking to learn positive coping skills, set boundaries, ultimately become the best version of themselves. And therapy is kind of like a gym for your mind, you know? So if you're considering starting therapy, why not give BetterHelp a try? It is entirely online, designed to be convenient, flexible, and suited to your schedule. Plus, with BetterHelp, you can fill out a brief questionnaire to get matched with a licensed therapist, and you can switch therapists anytime for no additional charge. So talk about putting you in the driver's seat of your mental health journey. I love that. Get it off your chest with BetterHelp. Visit betterhelp.com/Vine to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/Vine.
growing up in Alabama.
I can't even imagine.
Yeah.
I didn't even put that together because
That's okay.
Yeah, it's
I wish more people were like you.
Well, and I didn't mean to say it like, why is it so hard? I
didn't
meant
take it
it
that
more
way.
like, why for you personally was it?
Well, it was really hard because I had told my parents when I was younger that I was confused why I liked the girls and not the boys, and that didn't go well.
Got it.
At all. So, and that was when I was like 9. So, you know, when you're at such a formative age and they're already telling you that you're wrong.
Yep.
So, but yeah, when I did finally come out, one of the first things that was said to me was that I was like an alcoholic. I was just addicted to my sexuality, and that, and then I could break that if I just gave it up to the Lord.
Oh, God.
So that was like another message. It's like, oh, you can't be a Christian and also be gay. So that was very confusing. But yeah, girl, we are out of that closet.
Oh,
and
good.
And life is
And now,
serendipitous.
this is maybe too deep, or maybe
It's okay.
What is your relationship with religion now?
It's definitely moved from organized religion, going to the, church and worshiping in the, that situation, to more of a spiritual relationship with God.
Mm-hmm.
I let a lot of other people tell me how God loved me.
Yep.
And a lot of times it was always like their hatred was always justified because of their religion.
Yeah.
And a quote that stuck with me was, you worship a condemning God, whereas I worship a loving God.
Yeah, I heard that. I love that.
And that really resonated with me, because I was like, we're allowing people to tell us how God loves us.
Yep.
And I choose to believe that God is a loving God.
Yep.
And so, so it's a lot of work to go through that.
Well, because it's years of conditioning that you have to get rid of, but it must be so freeing to like work towards, like every year must get better.
Yeah.
Because you're probably, what is Mandy like? Was she always?
Mandy's very spiritual. She comes from a family. She's from California, so her upbringing was a little bit different.
Yeah.
But like Mandy's mom is really spiritual and very loving. Just loves Jesus and doesn't let other people tell her how Jesus loves her. And her mother was very healing for me.
Wow.
Because I do think, though, that there was a time where, had Mandy's mom not come into play, I think there could have been a really easy moment to view religion as a very hateful community.
Yeah.
And I think I could have easily taken a detour and went left and said, this religion has caused me so much pain and so much hurt. But I think I just chose to see it through a different perspective.
I think that's so cool. I'm kind of on my own journey with that right now, of like, I've always been very spiritual, but then I've met someone recently who very much talks about like prayer and God, and I've realized that it's all like very similar, and it was just how I was viewing because of online trolls, to be honest with you, because they were always the Christians were always the nastiest, the people with the Bible verses were always the meanest, and I started getting angry at that, and this person has kind of opened my eyes to like a new way of thinking, and I think it's so cool.
Yeah, it really is, because I don't know, there's just, you're right though, I don't know why that is, and obviously there's very loving Christians out there.
Yeah, oh yeah.
But yeah, some of the meanest messages I get regarding my relationship are Bible verses or people of a certain religious background. And I'm like, you realize you catch more bees with honey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
always like, there's this skit I do in my head.
In your head?
In my head, yeah. I do, and I have to.
Lay it on us now.
So whenever somebody sends me a hateful message and it's wrapped up in religion, I always have to giggle, because this is how I imagine them getting to heaven. They're at the pearly gates.
Yeah.
And they're like, and God's like, welcome to the kingdom, my child. And they're like, thanks, God. It's so good to be here. And he's like, are you proud of the work you did on earth? And they're like, oh, yeah, no, like I ostracized all of the gays. Like the gays, you don't have to worry about them. They know they're wrong. Okay. And then God looks at the child and is like, you completely messed up the mission.
Yeah.
Like that's where I have to get in my head is like, do they really think that they're going to get more crowns in heaven or more jewels on their crown in heaven by making other people feel small?
Right.
So
it does always fascinate me. I feel like there's got to be some sort of documentary that's to be made about people like that, because it doesn't make sense.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a weird, I think it's almost like a weird form of like narcissism.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
But not again, like there's like Mandy's mom, for instance, she's also a Christian, but she just is like, come all as you are.
Yeah.
Like, let's love
Which
God
is
together.
how it should be. Do you know who Becca Tilley is?
Yes.
She has such a beautiful way of saying kind of what you're saying as well. Like, feels the same way.
Yeah.
And she never felt, comfortable. I don't want to speak for her, but like never felt comfortable growing up with how she was feeling.
Yeah.
And she grew up in Louisiana, I believe. And she kind of was so confused about her relationship with God. And then now she's kind of on that other side now where it's just like so much better.
Yeah. Wouldn't you want to live in a place of like non-judgment and love? Like, because like at the end of the day, like if we're all living as our higher self, our better self, we're better people to other people.
Yeah.
I just don't believe you can have a heart full of hate and also be happy.
No, you can't.
Those two can't reside in the same vessel. So
I like the way you talk, by the way.
Appreciate that.
Yeah.
Thanks,
I do.
man.
Because you have good vocabulary.
Oh, well, thank you. Wow. Damn.
I do not, and I notice it in other people all the time because I'm like, I wish I could talk like that.
I don't know if you give yourself enough credit.
Oh, I don't.
We're gonna have to talk about this.
It's a whole thing. I went to
have
therapy
to take you
yesterday.
to therapy right now.
Yeah, I was there yesterday for 2 hours.
I'm going tomorrow, so we can go together.
Oh my God. Imagine we had the same one and we didn't know. Say her name on 3. 1, 2, 3.
Melanie.
Angela.
Whew,
Oh!
Ooh, thank God. I was like, whoa, I hope Melanie's got tight lips. Lord.
I always
she
think
zips them.
No, the one time I went to my therapist's office and she had, and this was like right after I came off the show, she had gossip magazines laid out on her table and it had my face on them, like slut shaming me.
No,
Yes!
no.
In my
no.
therapist's office, and I walked in and I was like, uh-oh.
Oh,
I had to tell her about it.
I once went to a therapist and she didn't know I was gay.
Oh, no.
And now anytime I start with a new therapist, not that I do this all the time, but anytime I like move or whatever, I have to ask, are you, do you have a problem with people being gay? Because I walked in and we're sitting there. Okay, this is a really sidebar subject, all right?
Yeah.
But I went to therapy when I was in college because I was dealing with my sexuality.
Yeah.
But I was so ashamed of my sexuality that I didn't want to tell my therapist I was gay. I just thought naturally we could get to that point if I went long enough, okay?
Yeah.
So I'm sitting there and she's like, so what brings you in today, Danae? And I'm like, well, I'm on the softball team here at the University of Alabama and I don't know, I struggle with peer pressure. And she goes,
Oh, no.
do your teammates, do they pressure you to be gay? Is that what it is? Is it wrapped up in that? Now, granted, it didn't happen just like that. We eventually got to that point.
Sure.
And I was like, they do, and I don't want to be gay. So then I affirm her belief. So then I went to this crazy lady for 4 weeks straight so that we could talk about, she was also a religious counselor, but then we could talk about it. That just goes to show you what a people pleaser I was back then, is that I was paying this woman to tell me that being gay was wrong when I paid her originally to help me not feel bad about being gay. That is
like the definition of a people pleaser, almost like a little more than that.
Yeah, like I thought about eventually writing like some sort of sketch comedy around that. Like I'm paying this woman to dig me deeper into the hole.
You have to.
Oh, it was messed up.
Oh man. That just makes, I want to go back and like give 2015 you a hug.
Me too.
Yeah. That's
me too.
Well, I also want to give this 2015 Kaitlyn a hug.
Don't we all?
Yeah. You should do a bit about that on your tour.
I have to. Yeah.
Is like when you tour in places like the South, do you have some sort of therapeutic release being like I get to be on stage now and use this as a bit?
I won't lie. It's like a very awesome feeling.
Yeah.
Being in the South where I was told by, not to go into too much detail about this, but I was told by a family member growing up that if I were to come out and live authentically as who I am, that it would hurt my career. I wouldn't find a spouse that was normal because people that are a part of the LGBTQ community are weirdos. I wouldn't make good money because people wouldn't hire a gay person. So I was told all these things. Yeah. And I was a listener. So I was I was like, oh, okay. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. You know, and so they thought that I needed this information. I was enjoying it. So I was continuing to be fed that.
Yeah.
So those were really self-limiting beliefs that I had to get over.
Yeah.
But when I just did my hometown show in Birmingham at the Stardome, it was my biggest show yet. And I'm sitting there and I'm able to talk about funny stories about my wife and not even bat an eye or worry at all about using the word wife.
Yeah.
And like the crowd just was fully embracing it. And it felt like a God wink.
Yeah.
Like, I'll get emotional if I talk about it too much, but
I get that,
it really was like a euphoric feeling. I mean, it just was amazing.
So happy. Like, that makes my eyes water, and I'm not you. Like, I'm just hearing the story and I'm like, wow. I love full circle moments, especially when they're like just so like the God wink thing. Yeah. I love that thought. Like, you got this.
Yeah.
I love that. What would you say is like the highlight of your first tour?
I really enjoyed my first show in Greenville.
Yeah.
Just because it was an hour set. And I've never done any more than a 4-minute open mic night at that point.
No way.
I didn't talk about it beforehand because I didn't want people to put a lot of pressure on me. Yeah. I wanted them to think that I had done stand-up before. Yeah. But I did an open mic night at a coffee shop, and I got a 4-minute time slot. And in that moment, I was like, let's rock and roll, baby. Yeah. Well, that was back in 2022, and then I never did anything else again. And then I got signed by my agent, and they were like, what's your goal? And I was like, I want to go on tour. And they're like, well, have you ever done any stand-up before? And I remember telling my agent, I was like, oh, yeah.
All the time.
I was like, yeah. I was like, I'm not lying because I did that 4-minute open mic night. But I remember the Greenville show was a moment for me where it gave me so much confidence because I was like, I wrote my entire show and I was able to go up there and have a great show, and it went so well. And I was like, always bet on you, baby.
Yes.
Like, bet on you. Because like, if there's something you want bad enough and you know you can do it, bet on you.
Yeah.
So that was, I would say my first ever show in Greenville was the one where I was like, we're ready to rock and roll.
That's a good way to start too.
Yeah.
Oh, I love that. I usually start with the low vibes and end on a high vibes, but I fucked it up. So what was the low vibe of the tour?
Low vibe. I got really sick the morning of the Nashville show.
No.
Yeah. I think I had done a meet and greet every show where I was hugging 50 people. Yep. I think I caught something towards the end of the leg of the tour. And so I had to go to the doctor the morning of the Nashville show. Yeah. My BP was 90/60.
Oh, no.
But I was like, nope, can't cancel the hometown show. Like, we got to just muster through it. So this probably wasn't the best idea, but I guzzled down a Celsius drink and decided to just rock and roll.
That's how you, what kind of sickness?
I don't know. I think
you weren't like puking.
No, I wasn't puking. I just felt very weak. Yeah. And my blood pressure was just really low. I felt very lethargic and tired. So I was like,
good for you.
Putting a Celsius in these veins, and we're going for it.
That'll do it.
But yeah, that, if you want to call that a low point. We ended up rocking and rolling, but I got a little nervous that day because I was like, Mandy, what do I do if I can't muster this up? Yeah. She was like, you're mustering it up. She's like,
smacks your butt, you get out there.
She's like, put your big girl panties on. Let's go.
Wait, I love that. Wait, she sounds amazing.
She's incredible.
Wow.
She's incredible.
And is she funny?
She's hilarious, but she's hilarious. She's very funny, but she's an incredible writer. So a lot of the stuff
that's cool.
Yeah, she's an incredible writer. There's times where I'll come to her with a joke, and then she'll go,
what about
if you just rearrange that a little bit? And I'm like, how do you know? Like,
I
what?
love that. That's because you also do music.
Yeah.
What the heck?
I know, bro. I don't know. I say I don't know. I do know.
Yeah, you know. Tell me about it. You do like parodies?
Not parodies. It's like, it's country songs. Yeah. But they're just funny. So they're not like Weird Al Yankovic, you know, where it's like those old school.
I used to love him.
Yeah, me too. Yeah. But yeah, I've always grown up listening to comedy, country music, and I just have gravitated towards the two worlds because I am country and I do comedy. So, and I live in Nashville. So I was like, let's start releasing some country comedy music. Like,
that's amazing.
Let's blend the two together. So we've put out 2 songs, but we've written so many, and I'm itching to put out more music. Yeah. So more to come.
So what, like, tell me about a song that you, like the one about where you told your grandma it was about boating.
Yeah.
Tell me about this song.
So that song, there's a saying down south, and it's not meant to be crude. It's like actually talking about horses. Yeah. And it's called, like, they'll say, damn, that horse has been rode hard and put up wet. Because like a horse like sweats really bad, and if you don't groom it after, you just say, yeah, it was rode hard and put up wet. My pawpaw would always talk about his trucks like that. He'd say, yeah, I rode that truck hard and put it up wet. And it's in his mind, he is not saying it in like a crude way. Yeah. It's truly like a saying of like, you showered down and rode it hard, you know? Yeah. But we were coming home from the Mastercraft boating facility. I did a campaign with them. And as we were driving home, I told Mandy, I was like, babe, I'm ready to release another song. or to release my first song, and I want it to be called Rode Hard and Put Up Wet. And I want it to be about a woman. Mandy looked at me and she goes, are you crazy? She's like, in this climate, it can't be about a woman. She's like, that is not going to be received well at all. She's like, even though I think it's funny.
Yeah.
She goes, let's make it about a boat. And I was like, girl, how do you come up with this shit?
So did you make it about a boat, but then have
we made it about a boat, but all the words in there are like very like they're innuendos about a woman. So it's like the buoys were bouncing. I was up and down and getting all I could get, you know? And it's like, then like the second verse is like, when I took her out again, she told me to bring a friend. Both of us would go motorboating. So it's like, it's all about a boat.
Genius.
And you can't say otherwise. But yeah, my grandmother was like, my sister Betty called me the other day and said you put a nasty song out. And I listened to it and I called her back and I said, Betty, it's about a boat. And she goes, no, it's not, Mary Jane. It's about a woman. And Mary Jane goes, I'm telling you, Betty, it's about a boat. And you better watch out because she's probably going to write one called Bitchin' Betty if you keep after it. And I was like, that'd be a great song.
I mean, there's really nothing better than an old Southern woman.
Amen.
They need their own TV show.
She does.
Or a bit. Like
Sharon Jean, my alter ego, gives Mary Jane plenty of airtime.
Got it.
Yeah.
How many characters do you have?
Hell, it's getting out of hand at this point. I think we got nosy neighbor Karen. We got Judy the hobbyhorse.
What? Who that?
Judy's a German, French, Russian, sometimes Asian hobbyhorse. She does a lot of hobbyhorsing where she teaches you how to hobbyhorse. She just repeats hobby horsing constantly.
Oh my God.
Sharon Jean, the Southern woman.
Yes, I remember her.
She's obviously my favorite. Yeah. We just have fun with it. Lispy Linda, she's got a bad lisp, but she's very lovable.
I used to do that all the time. I used to create characters all the time when I was big on Snapchat because they have all the different faces. Yeah. I used to sit for hours. Oh, I should go back to that. I loved creating characters with different faces and different names. And one I did with my girlfriend called Kathy and Theresa, but you couldn't call her Teresa. She pronounced it Theresa.
Theresa?
Yeah. And I'll find the video and send it to you. And then you can be dead honest with me. And if you think it's funny, tell me. And if you're like, it's not that good.
Do you have fun making it though?
Yes.
Then post that stuff. I'm telling you, because when you're having fun, like it'll just come naturally to you and you'll find that rhythm. God, that's so true. I can tell you're itching. Like you're itching to get back into like this form of like comedic space on your socials.
Yes.
Do it.
Oh my God. I was so funny on my tour for this podcast. Like I was like in front of a crowd, I could just go.
You just work. Yeah. Do it.
Go.
Seriously.
And it makes me so happy.
Stars put us together today.
That's true.
And one of those reasons is so that you give yourself permission to go off and live your best life and do what you want to do on social media. Do it.
I needed that.
Yeah. Who can? And there's no such thing as there's literally no such thing as failure when you are enjoying what you're doing.
This is such a big part of my therapy conversation yesterday. She said, I'm so disconnected with what I think I should be doing compared to when I just do what I want to do.
Yes.
And I'm like, I never thought I would be here. I've done 10 years plus of therapy. And I just I continue to think I'm growing. And then I get backwards a little bit and stuck. And I go, how am I here again?
Yeah. Well, I want to say like we've become so accustomed to look at how many likes something gets.
Yeah.
What the engagement looks like.
Yeah.
That's how we measure what we should be doing.
It's true.
Okay, you guys know that feeling when you find that one piece of clothing that just fits like it was made for your bod? Well, Skims has cracked the code when it comes to the perfect t-shirt. Seriously, from cropped cuts to long sleeves, they've got something for everyone. I've been living actually in my Skims gray t-shirt. And you guys know how much I adore my basics, right? Well, I have been living in Skims tees lately. And their cotton jersey t-shirt, for instance, has become an absolute staple in my wardrobe. The way it kind of cinches at the waist gives me life, and after countless washes, still holds its shape like a champ. I've also gotten the cotton jersey long sleeve in color bone, which is practically glued to me these days. It's versatile. It's comfy. And that color, I wore it traveling. I wore it to get to the gym. I wore it around the house the other day. It's just dreamy. And then the boyfriend t-shirt, boyfriend t-shirt in light heather gray. It's like borrowing your man's shirt, but with a fit that's actually made for you. It's like that perfect boyfriend fit, and the material is so comfortable. These pieces are wardrobe gold, okay? Trust me, once you try it, you won't want to wear anything else. Head over to skims.com and dive into their t-shirt shop. And did I mention that they now offer sizes XXS to 4X? So yes, inclusivity at its finest. And hey, when you make your purchase, don't forget to let them know that I sent you. Just select podcast in the survey and pick off the vine from the drop-down menu.
Do you ever get hit with a cringy memory of your 13-year-old self out of nowhere, and suddenly you're panic sweating and laughing at the same time? Don't worry. We all get that. It's because being an adolescent is one of the most visceral shared experiences we have as people. And we want to talk about it. Join me, Penn Badgley, and my two friends, Nava and Sophie, on Podcrushed as we interview celebrity guests about the joys and horrors of being a teenager and how those moments made them who they are today. New episodes of Podcrushed are out on April 24th, wherever you get your podcasts.
Wait, you have a podcast?
I do.
Tell me about it.
So my wife and I, we started a podcast months ago.
Right, I knew this. You started it with Mandy.
Yep.
Okay, tell everybody what they will get if they listen to you both.
So it's called The Refined and Rowdy Show.
Yeah.
And it is just that.
Yeah.
We have the refined, put together Mandy.
Yeah.
And then we have myself. And it's pretty much just like private conversations of Mandy and I discussing certain topics and me giving a rowdy perspective or opinion on it.
Yeah.
And Mandy giving her refined opinion about it. And most of the time we come together at the end and we both agree and have the same point of view.
Yeah.
But we just have two ways of getting there.
Yeah.
But like yesterday or tomorrow's episode is going to be like an episode of Would You Rather. So it's just Mandy and I asking each other Would You Rather questions. And what my brain comes up with is like, would you rather have sex with a ghost or Mandy's like, would you rather not be able to sleep tonight? Come on, Danae, that was a good one. And I'm like, that's my everyday life, Mandy. So
wait, give me one of your best would you rathers. I want to hear.
Well, Mandy goes, would you rather sleep with a homeless man and I go, well, can we bathe first? And she's like, no. As if like that was like the biggest punchline ever. And I was like, what's the next one? She's like, or do your entire tour butt naked. And I'm like, do my entire tour butt naked, Mandy. Like, I don't want to sexually assault a homeless man. And she's like, oh my God, I was not saying sexually assault. Like, it was consensual. And I'm like, so it's stuff like that where you just get to see like both sides. But yeah, the best I could come up with was, would you rather rob a woman who has 3 children and she's working 4 jobs to make ends meet and you can never give her the money back, or you have to hit someone with your car and you end his professional soccer career? And Mandy goes, you're so demented. So then I just look like a complete, she like doesn't answer. So then I just look like I'm completely hung out to dry on the podcast. Like I have like just a sick, demented sense of humor. So it's like stuff like that.
Would you rather is meant to go as up as you possibly can, in my opinion.
Sex with a ghost.
I was going to say with a goat.
Now, that might get us taken off of Spotify, but I'd be willing to push those boundaries.
Well, my would you rather was have sex with a goat
Jesus.
and have nobody know about it.
Oh my God.
Or
like not
have
went to high school with.
Or not have sex with a goat, but everyone thinks you had sex with a goat.
100% the second one. Like, absolutely.
I wonder if I just butchered that. I heard it somewhere and it was a lot harder than, because I just said that out loud and went, obviously.
You're like, man, was it sex with a goat or ghost? Huh.
Maybe it was ghost.
What if it was ghost?
Wait, also, you said this earlier, but you were like a star, not soccer, softball player.
I didn't say that. I think that was your research. Just to go back, I did not call myself a star softball player.
You're right. You didn't. You did say that you were a softball player in university, which is a big deal.
Yeah, which I know is very shocking to a lot of people that lesbians played softball. But yes, I played softball at the University of Alabama.
Do you think that like, I always wondered this about people, like the way you grew up being like a softball player star in university.
You think softball forced me to be gay? Yes.
Yeah, did it? No, I'm just like that therapist. Did it make you be gay?
Absolutely.
But like, and you were a realtor, and like you've done all. Do you think it like shapes your sense of humor and who you are?
Being a realtor in my small town,
you
gave
saw
me
some shit.
enough material for a decade.
Yeah.
Trigger warning on this story, because it is a little sensitive on the topic of losing a life. But
Okay.
so I was new to being a real estate agent, but I had just come off of playing softball at Alabama, and I was on ESPN. I was the shortstop, so they were showing our games constantly because we were really good. We had won the national championship, so there's a lot of hype around the team.
Yeah.
And I'd gotten this message from this man, and he wanted to see a house, and the house didn't have electricity because it was vacant. And he was like, I want to see it at 7:30 p.m. or like 7. And I was like, well, sir, if we could get there before the sun goes down, it doesn't have electricity. That way you can really see the house. And he was like, no, I can only do it at night. And I was like,
Oh no.
are you sure? Blah, blah, blah. He's like, yeah, I'm sorry. I can't see it another day. And I need to see it when I get off work. So I didn't feel comfortable showing this man the house. So I asked my mom to come, who was also a real estate agent. And we get to the house, and I should have known the moment we pulled up and this man got out of his car with an airbrush t-shirt of a naked woman sitting on a Harley Davidson.
No.
That things were getting weird.
Yeah, that's sure sign.
And he never once mentioned anything about me playing softball at Alabama. Okay. So we're walking into the house, and as we're walking in, he goes, wow, you look like you could be a gymnast. And I go,
what?
I was like, no, I'm like 5'9". I was like, my toes would drag the ground if I was on those bars, trying to make a joke, you know? Doesn't laugh. And he goes, yeah, you look like a gymnast to me. And I was like, yeah, not me. Anyways, so we start walking through the house. So we're about 5 minutes.
So uncomfy.
Oh, it gets good.
Oh God.
We're walking through the house, and he says about 5 minutes in, he goes, you know, my mom and I, before she died, we TiVo'd every single one of your games at Alabama. And I went, oh, so you knew I played softball? Yeah, no way you were a gymnast. And I was like, that's so weird. But I was like, okay, he's just a super fan. So we're showing the house, and he goes down to the basement. So when he goes down to the basement, he's like, y'all come down here with me. Blah, blah, blah. And I was like, no.
No, never go down to the basement with him.
I was like, no. I was like, we're going to stay up here. I was like, you head on down there. So while he's down in the basement, I get my phone out and I go to Facebook to see if this man's ever sent me any messages. And I don't have any messages. So I check my hidden request.
Oh, God.
And I had over 150 messages from this guy. Just scrolling.
Wait, that's terrifying.
Let me tell you what happens when you're a people pleaser.
Oh, no. What'd you do?
I go down to the basement.
I was just going to say, don't tell me you went down to the basement.
Down to the basement I go. He goes, hey, there's a bad mold problem down here. Y'all might want to come check this out. So I was like, no, it's okay. Trying to laugh it off. He's like, no, I'm serious. Y'all need to come check this mold problem out. So my mom and I go down to the basement together, looking at this mold problem. There is a mold problem. I have a gun on me, okay?
Yeah.
And I know that might be weird to a lot of people, but when you're a real estate agent.
I would too.
And as a female, I always would like hide a gun on me. And I had a concealed weapons license, but I had a jacket on.
Yeah.
So you couldn't see it.
Yeah.
This guy goes just like this. Well, that sure was easy to get y'all down to the basement. My mom and I's heart just sank. Like it was in this moment where you see a movie and you're like, this is where I die. I don't want to offend the man by pulling a gun on him because I'm such a people pleaser. So, I'm a different person now. Now it's okay. But back then I was a different person. So I'm like, in my mind, I'm like, okay, I know I have this here. He goes, well, that sure was easy to get y'all down to the basement. And my mom and I just kind of went, And he goes, you know, I was on the rifle team in the Air Force. And I was like, okay, huh? And he goes just like this, throws his shirt back, boom, takes a gun out immediately and is holding the gun out. And then he goes,
I feel like this is a bit and you're about to prank me.
No, seriously. And my mom and I were just like, this is where we die. This is where we die. And then he just goes, boom, and pops the magazine out. And he goes, you think I'm going to shoot you? I just wanted to show you how easy it is to get two women down in the basement. And you don't know if I've got a gun on me. He goes, go ahead, hold this magazine. You hold it so you know I'm not a creep. And I was like, I grabbed the magazine. And as I'm holding it, I just throw my jacket back. And I go, well, I got one too. And you could see
lucky.
on his face, like, it didn't register that I would even have one of those. And he was just like, good girl.
Ew.
Ew. So then we go upstairs.
Ew.
I don't even walk the guy out. I go get in the car. He's parked behind me because I'm an idiot and parked in the driveway and let him block me in. And then as I know, like the story just gets better. Start my car. I have the window rolled down and I'm like, can you please let us out? Like go. Like we need to leave. I'm reporting you, blah, blah, blah. He goes in his car, gets a 3-ring binder out that's like 3 inches thick, brings it over to where we are in the car and starts flipping through all these listings of homes. He goes, this is how many people I've got to see. Look at all these houses. Think of how many realtors I've been able to come in contact with. So I immediately called the board of realtors, put him on the no-show list.
No shit.
And I didn't call the police because he freaked me out so much. And I know this is like such a bad mindset. Now I would.
Yeah, yeah.
But I was like, this guy knows my phone number, can pull up where I live. This guy is obviously so obsessed with me that even after I'm done playing his favorite sport, he sought me out and drove 2.5 hours up to Birmingham.
I was just going to ask if he's...
So I don't know that was back in 2017, I believe. So I don't know what the guy's up to now, but I'm telling you, dude, that was when I was like,
wait, that is the scariest shit I've ever heard in my life. What if he comes to one of your shows?
Well, now I'll be ready for you. Yeah. I don't know. Let's pray to God that doesn't happen.
Would you know him if you saw him?
Yeah.
You should
I would probably just kick him.
You should have a photo. I would just get a little tap. Get out of here.
Yeah.
You get out of here.
Get out of here, boy. Quit pulling a gun on me today, by God. Put that gun away, Bobby.
You need to print a photo of him and have it at every show and give it to security. Like, that's so scary.
Yeah, he's a nutty man.
I hate him. I hate him so much.
But like, what's crazy is like how much evolution can happen in someone's brain that was okay. Like, that's how I responded back then.
Yeah.
And like how I would respond now would be totally different. But when you're in like a people pleasing mindset, you're just...
I get in those zones too. And I'm like, and then the next day I'm always like, who are you, Kaitlyn?
Right.
Shame on you.
Right. And you feel so bad.
Yeah.
I'm like, dude, he pulled a gun on you and you had a gun and you were just like, like, what?
You're also probably in like a freeze mode of like,
yeah.
I've never had anyone pull a gun on me. I would die.
Well, I was like, this isn't going to be good for business if local real estate agent shoots man that didn't want to buy the house from her. You know, like, how are they going to spin this?
Oh, that's so
We know how PR works.
Looks at her PR agent. God, you're amazing.
Oh, I've really enjoyed my time with you today.
Did you really?
I sound like an old... I've enjoyed my time with you today.
My time with you too.
I did.
It was nice.
It was really nice. You're a wonderful person, Kaitlyn. You really are. I'm so glad we got to meet.
Okay, well, thank you.
Thank you.
We still have to prank call though.
Oh, let's do it.
Well, who should we call? Okay, let's try my sister.
Yes, there we go. Let's keep it in the fam.
Keep it in the fam. What's like a funny idea you've done?
Give me some like generalizations about her of like what she does or...
Oh God, she like lives in this very small town where I grew up, and she prints sayings on mugs. Like, don't talk to me till I've had my coffee.
Somebody told me you make these mugs. Okay.
You were wondering if she could make a mug that says
big butts drive me nuts. You think she would pick up on it, or do you think...
I don't know. Weird people live in my small town.
Let's try.
Okay.
What's her first name? Hailey.
Thanks for calling Days with Greg.
Hey, can I speak to Hailey?
Who's calling, please?
Sharon.
Yes, she's just with a customer right now. Can I have her give you a shout back?
I actually have to go to work here really soon. Is there someone else I can talk to? It's an emergency.
Oh, yeah, I can try and help you out.
Great. Who is this that I'm talking to?
This is Janelle.
Hey, Janelle. My name is Sharon. So good to meet you.
You too.
Yeah, so my friend that lives down the street from me, I just recently moved to Leduc from Louisiana, and I'm having a party. We do a lot of rodeos. Yeah, and so we have a group. They are coming in from Vancouver, and we're doing a homosexual rodeo. We're going to have about 90 homosexuals. And I was wondering, a lot of them are gay men. And their favorite saying is, big butts drive me nuts.
Okay.
And we were wanting to put that on a pair of shorts, like on the seat of the shorts, and embroider it, you know?
Yep.
And I was just wondering if that's something that you guys could do.
Definitely it is. So the one thing right off the hop, though, we don't offer embroidery. What we offer, like, it's called DTF. So it's like a film that we press onto shorts or whichever kind of material or what you're looking for. We don't typically offer shorts, but I can definitely order in a sample for you.
Okay. And Hailey, the reason I originally asked for Hailey is because Hailey, she actually organized our last homosexual rodeo. She's really big in the community. She does a lot of,
okay.
Yeah. She doesn't talk about it a lot, but she does a lot of outreach on behalf of the, we do goat ropings, homosexual goat ropings as well.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And Hailey's been a big help in that as well.
Okay. Awesome.
Can I talk to Hailey real quick if she's by chance? Because Hailey
still in the front right now. That's why I'm confused. I don't know if it's the same Hailey.
No, Hailey's, the only reason I know it's Hailey is because she's good friends with a friend of mine, Betsy. And yeah, I think it is the same Hailey because Hailey loves the goat ropings over the rodeos. That's her favorite.
See, and that's why I'm wondering if it's the same Hailey, but I will definitely, she might just be finishing up here.
She is so funny. I'll tell you about Hailey real quick. Hailey is, when I realized me and Hailey were going to be good friends, is when at the goat roping, Hailey wore a shirt that says, I have sex with goats.
Oh, see, I don't know if it's the same Hailey. I'm not sure if it is.
Is she not friends, she's sisters with Kaitlyn.
Yeah?
Yep,
yeah.
that's it. Yep.
Okay, well, then you've got it. Yeah, I can hear her just saying goodbye. So I would be the one that would be helping you with this project either way, but I'll let you chat with her now, and then, if she wants to pass it back over.
Okay, great.
Okay, one sec here, Sharon.
One sec here, Sharon. You know, she's filling her in right now. She's filling her in.
Kaitlyn's sister? Yep, that's her.
She's giving her the full rundown.
I bet you my sister's like, is this my sister prank calling me? My sister used to do the prank calls with me. That was
Hailey's got nothing to do with the homosexual.
Yeah, right. My sister just had a drag show 2 days ago. She loves it.
Hi, this is Hailey.
Hi, Hailey. This is Sharon.
Hi, Sharon.
Hey, do you remember doing those? Oh God, what did we have made? I think they were shorts. They were like swim trunks.
We never made swim trunks.
No, okay. They must have been like little briefs or something, but they said big butts drive me nuts on them.
I don't know. We didn't do those.
No?
No, it wasn't us.
Oh.
But, is that what you're looking for?
Yes. I'm going to start mimicking her accent. Are you sure?
Yeah, I'm positive because we've never done briefs or anything or swim trunks or anything like that. We only do shirts and drinkware. Yeah, for real.
Oh.
So I don't know,
No.
I wonder if you're looking, was it another maker from Leduc?
I think it was you, Hailey, because we had talked about it because you said you wanted to volunteer for the homosexual goat roping that night.
What?
Yeah.
Oh my God, someone is bunking us.
Hailey, Wait, you can't tell who this is, Hailey?
Oh my God, Kaitlyn?
Yeah. Wait, Hailey, could you tell she was switching her accent to try and match yours?
Oh, I didn't know. I was just like this crazy bitch from Louisiana. Wait, what did our friends say? Your podcast right now?
Yes. I was like, surely Hailey will be like, is this off the vine pranking me? Because you've done a prank call with me.
I had my professional voice on, and I was like, oh, like I really don't think that was us.
Oh my gosh.
God, Janelle's got it all written down here for me.
She wrote down
Sharon from Louisiana.
I was like, she will go.
And I'm like, I don't know Sharon from Louisiana.
Oh my. Please send a picture of the notes.
Please.
I will.
Send a picture of the notes. I hope that made your day a little bit better.
It did. That was a good laugh. Thank you. Janelle even wrote down 90 homosexual men.
That is incredible. Wait, Hailey, do you know who Danae Hays is from TikTok?
Yeah?
That's who I'm with right now.
Oh, no way. Hi.
That's Sharon.
Oh, Sharon, you did a great job.
Oh, thanks, eh?
Thanks, eh?
Amazing. Okay, I'll call you later.
Okay, love you.
Love you, bye.
Bye.
She's so sweet. Because she was trying not to like seem disrespectful, like, no, what you're wanting to do is not valid, like not valid. No.
No. Oh no.
Yeah. Took me out. I was like, Sarah Palin, I can see Russia from my backyard. Like, literally, there's moose in Russia. Wait,
Oh,
you
she has
guys,
a thick Canadian
your accent, you must have lost it a little bit.
I did. I feel like I've been living in the States for 8 years and I feel like I lost it.
Yeah.
But I never sounded as Canadian as she did. I never did.
Like,
her and my dad, listening to them talk back and forth, she'll go, oh, I know, eh?
Oh, I know, eh?
And I'm like, Kate, you almost sound like you're from like Duluth. Like, isn't that the place?
Yeah. But she also, there's like, I've always said this, Canadians are the sweetest, kindest people.
Truly.
I've never met a mean Canadian.
I know.
And the fact that you guys always answer with an answer at the end, eh? Like, are you going to confirm that?
Question.
Confirm that. Yeah.
We really do.
I love it though. She's very sweet. So shout out to Hailey.
That was everything. Like, that was the best prank I've ever been a part of.
Oh, wow. Man, I just put y'all in my back pocket and carry y'all home.
I was thinking we had to leave the room at one point. Yeah, I was like, I'm out of here. I'm going to start dying. Wow. Okay. That probably made their day. That made mine. You made my day.
You made my day. I'm so happy I got to be on this podcast with you.
I'm so happy. Tell everybody where they can find you and where they can find your podcast and your tour dates and all the things if you're doing another one.
Yeah. So tour dates, Chattanooga, Knoxville in this month, and then Raleigh, North Carolina next month. And we're going to continue to add. But you can find me on Instagram at Danae Hays, Danae Hays. TikTok, Danae Hays, and then my podcast with my wife, Refined and Rowdy, is on Spotify and Apple Music.
Awesome. Wow. What a great day.
Yes.
I enjoyed this.
For sure.
Did you guys have fun? That was everything. I can't believe this is my job.
I know, right?
I'm Kaitlyn Bristowe. I'll see you next Tuesday.